Hey there, music fans. It is September 13th, and I am posting an update video of what's been going on in my Canadian music collection. Okay, actually, I recorded a video yesterday, and I had it all more or less ready to go, and in that video I said, I'm just waiting for one more CD to show up. Showed up today. So, I'm going to introduce that CD now. Here we go. This is a band called Oceanic. And the album is called Trappist. It's their second album, and it looks like it's also their last album because when this wasn't showing up, I sent an email message to the band through Bandcamp, where I ordered this from, and the guy said, hey, I just opened up my own brewery a few months ago, and I've been behind on things, so I'll get that CD out to you in the mail tomorrow. So anyway, it seems he's opened a brewery now, and that might be the end of the band. But this is not metal, this is more math rock, progressive rock, but I just listened to it and I thought it was really cool, so I decided to get a hold of their second album, which was available on Bandcamp, and their first album is actually also available on Amazon.com, so perhaps I'll go there as well. As I said, they're from Newfoundland, and as I'm going to say in the rest of the video, which I recorded yesterday, there was a lot of good stuff I found out of Newfoundland. I'll explain in the second part of the rest of the video, but there's one band I really wanted to talk about, and I almost forgot to mention them, so I just threw out some words at the very end. I'm going to edit that part of the video because I want to tell you about them now. It's a band out of Newfoundland called Hag, or actually because there's an umlaut over the A, maybe it's more like Hag. But anyway, they are a doom metal band out of Newfoundland, and they are really cool. Like, it is classic doom metal with a modern sound. They reminded me a little bit of Blood Ceremony, but Blood Ceremony really strived for that 70s feel to their music in the sound of the recording as well. Hag is more up to date, and their vocalist, Claire Hiptich, has got a really unusual voice for doom metal. It's more what I would say is suitable for like lounge jazz singing, but the way she uses her voice in the Hag songs is really brilliant because the songs are basically all kind of like horror, as in ghost story type, suspense type things. And you know, like one song is called The Grim Sleepers, and another song, House Sparrow, seems to be sung from the perspective of a young girl watching a house sparrow die, and she's really kind of fascinated to wonder, where does the life go when the sparrow dies? And there's another song which I love. It's one of my favorite songs this year so far. It's called Your Skin. And it sounds like a kind of lovers type song, you know, your hand in my hand, your lips on my lips. But actually at the beginning, she says, I had a dream last night that I wore your skin like it was mine. And when you think about it that way, your hand in my hand, it's not like this. It's like the skin of the one person's hand over and on the other person, and your lips on my lips, it's like this way. So it's really creepy, and they do all these like eerie, creepy type songs, but really cool music in that. So I really wanted to say that when I was recording yesterday, and I just remembered as I was saying, that's all for this time. So there you have it, Hag. Now they don't have any CDs, and as I said, I wasn't going to buy any downloads. I really wanted to be able to buy CDs, but I loved that album so much that I went and ordered the download anyway. No CDs. And so that basically has now opened the door for me to order other bands' albums which are not available on CD. There's a band called Longhouse, which I'm really interested in. I mentioned Blackwater Burial, Wasted Heretics, Allelic, Maelstrom Vale. There are actually quite a number of bands out there that I'm really interested in hearing, and they don't have CDs. So anyway, I really wanted to mention Oceanic here and do a little bit of a better spiel for Hag. And now we're going to get on to the video that I recorded yesterday. So here it is with a bit of editing done near the end. Okay. Alright everyone, this is Peter Scope for Music is a Journey with another update about my Canadian heavy metal, contemporary Canadian heavy metal adventure. It's been a while since I had an update, and it's because here over the summer there seems to have been some kind of bog down, some kind of big delay in getting orders. And in fact, just yesterday, which was September 11th, Yeah, September 11th. But anyway, just yesterday on September 11th, I received orders that I placed back at the end of July or in the first couple of weeks of August. I kept waiting, coming home from work every day, and nothing, and then finally they showed up. And it was about 2 weeks prior to that when I also received suddenly a bunch of orders at once. And there's actually still one more CD on order which hasn't arrived yet. But anyway, let me give you a quick update on what's been happening here. So first of all, where'd I put it? I got the latest Unleash the Archers album, Apex. This just came out around August 19th or 20th or somewhere around then. So I ordered that one, and I also ordered along with it t-shirt, Unleash the Archers, Abyss. Did I say Apex? I meant to say Abyss. Apex was the previous album. And on the back here, Out of Apex into the Abyss. So I've been really enjoying this album. I think it's absolutely fantastic. There is the appearance of synthesizers in the music now, but I feel it's really cleverly used. It is basically, as you know with Unleash the Archers, power metal, but with some 80s heavy metal influence, some death metal vocals, and some songs are quite extensive with multiple parts and so on, and now with the synthesizers in some places, even sounds almost a bit like prog metal in parts. So this album I've been really enjoying. If you want to see a really entertaining video, watch Unleash the Archers video for Faster Than Light. It's it's entertaining anyway. Some good reaction videos to that as well. Also, a string of stuff came in. Maybe previously I talked about Arctos. They are black metal band from Edmonton. Really cool. This is the first black metal band I've come across that actually has a piano player listed as a member. Not keyboards or synthesizers, but piano. I don't hear it on all the tracks, but when they use it, it's really cool. And because I really liked what I heard when they did this message on Bandcamp saying that they were offering shirts at discount prices, I went ahead and ordered an Arctos t-shirt, which finally showed up yesterday. It was sent out August 18th and finally reached here September 11th. So there's Arctos, This World Bleeds. I haven't put either of these shirts on yet because it's still been really hot, sweaty weather, and even the shirt I'm wearing, I wore today, it's already kind of soaked in sweat at the top. Thanifaxath. Can I say that quickly? Thanifaxath. Anyway, this is a black metal band out of Ontario. Quite different, I think, from your usual black metal style. I've listened to it a couple of times, so I can't give you a really solid review yet, but I find it's really good. And I wanted to do this whole special thing on Newfoundland because I went and checked out this YouTube channel, and it's also a website too, I think, called heavyfnld, which I believe is for Heavy Newfoundland or possibly Heavy Newfoundland and Labrador. But anyway, I found so many awesome bands. They cover metal, hard rock, alternative rock, punk, all sorts of stuff, anything basic, even some atmospheric stuff, and I think some electronic stuff. And they recently released a compilation called Bleed the Leeches. I think it's Burn the Leeches, sorry, Burn the Leeches. And the proceeds of that is going to help fight racism. There's a kind of anti-racism society in Newfoundland. You can check out the details if you go to the Heavy FNLD website. Also, there was recently an interview on a podcast on CBC with the guy behind it who explains the story behind that. So that's really interesting. Anyway, that's Burn the Leeches. But anyway, I found out lots of really cool bands. Probably one of the more well-known ones is Category 6. This is their album War is Hell. Listened to it a couple of times. Basically straightforward classic metal with a bit of power metal thrown in. Their vocalist, I've forgotten her name now, Amanda. But anyway, she's great. And they've got some cool videos out on YouTube. Atmospheric black metal, I think, or melodic black metal band called Wilt from Winnipeg, Manitoba. This showed up. This is really good. There's almost not exactly shoegaze, but some of those kind of 80s alternative type chords that later on progressed in through shoegaze and into post-rock and so on, appearing in some of the songs here. I'm enjoying this album too. Droid, I probably talked about them. They finally came in. I don't know if I mentioned that they finally came in before, but they finally came in. This was ordered out of Poland, actually. But anyway, Droid, yeah, technical thrash metal band with some strong Voivod influences, but really good. It's on Bandcamp if you want the download, if you're not interested in looking for the CD. Newfoundland, the story continues from Newfoundland. This is a band called Chevy, I think. They actually formed way back in 1992, and they have released 10 albums. There's been nothing new recently, but I think they're still active. And actually, their drummer, who appeared on these 2 albums, it actually has an account on Discogs, and you can buy some of Chevy's more recent albums through him, even though he doesn't actually appear on those albums. But anyway, that's pretty cool. This is really like stoner metal where the vocalist really sounds an awful lot like classic Ozzy Osbourne, but the music doesn't sound really like classic Black Sabbath. So anyway, very interesting albums. The Electric Sleep and Celestial Hi-Fi. Chevy from Newfoundland. Really incredible stuff. Let's see here. Throssenblatt from New Brunswick gave me a nice little note. Thanks for the support. Very cool to ship to Japan. Cheer from the Maritimes. That's really cool. This is also another black metal band, but with kind of folk black metal and some really interesting styles. Like, it's different from other black metal stuff. And I have to say, with Thanifaxath and Thrawsunblat and Wilt and Arctos, 4 different black metal bands from different places in Canada, each offering very unique styles from one another. So that's really cool, and I appreciate the extra note in there. Now, very recently showing up here, I was waiting for this. This was, okay, first of all, we have Anomalism. I talked about their cover artwork before. This is a death metal band out of Winnipeg. I was waiting for that one. This one I ordered at the end of July. It was shipped out August 2nd. I finally got it September 11th. Glad for that. And then this is a metal band, Blackmoor, from Nova Scotia. Their album Lethal Waters. I thought this was really good. And it didn't come again. It was also delayed. So I contacted Diminished Fifth, which is also the same label as Death Valley Driver, whom I talked about before. And the guy there, Josh, anyway, he told me he's sending it out and he would throw in something extra. And this is a band called Wizards of Chaos. Now, it's still wrapped. I haven't listened to this. I just got it yesterday, as I said. But Josh gave me a download to a compilation album of bands on the Diminished Fifth label. And I listened to it, and one band that really stood out for me, and I thought I'm going to have to check them out, was Wizards of Chaos. So that he chose this one to drop in as a little bonus for me. I was really grateful for that. Thank you, Josh. And I'm really looking forward to hearing how this sounds. Okay, so I think that's also a band out of, I think, Nova Scotia as well, although I'm not 100% sure, because Death Valley Driver, who are on Diminished Fifth, are from Prince Edward Island. So I'll have to look into that a little bit more. Anything else? Yeah, I guess I could also mention here that... who did I get stuff from? Arctos also sent this little patch, kind of animal skull. It's actually a bear, because Arctos is related to bears, or means bear. And then I also got some stickers here. The Wild Will Rise Again, Arctos. So that's really cool. Like, I've got a small collection of stuff now, like Leviathan, of Hatred Spawn, Endless Chaos. Yeah, when you're ordering from bands on Bandcamp, often it's the bands themselves who are shipping the stuff out. So some of them have thrown in all these little bonus things for me, and I really appreciate that. That's really cool. I'm thinking I'm going to have to make some kind of, I don't know, arrangement thing. I can set everything up and make it look good. So I think that's probably about it for my Canadian music explorations. There were a couple others. I guess I might as well mention it. This is, but I mean, this is like old stuff. This is the Churls. This is, they had 2 albums in 68 and 69. I did start checking out some Canadian psychedelic stuff, some of the heavier stuff. And what's interesting about the Churls is they have a song on here called Timepiece, which was later on covered by Blood Rock on their debut album. So that was neat. One other psychedelic band is Plastic Cloud. So I guess sometime later on I'm going to have to do a bit on Canadian garage rock and heavy psychedelic rock from the 60s, but that'll be next year sometime. Did I mention the Order of Chaos? I don't know, there's just been so much stuff that came in little by little. And because it came in little by little, I didn't make a video. And now I'm looking at all this stuff here going, what did I actually talk about previously? But anyway, so there's a bunch of stuff that was basically ordered through, I guess, throughout July, and which finally started showing up. And once the weather starts getting a little less sweaty, I will be wearing my Arctos and Unleash the Archers t-shirts to show off. At work, I guess. But okay, so anyway, I think I'm more or less coming to an end now, because I've got probably close to 50 bands to think about for episode 12, and I haven't got that much money left either, so that's it. But yeah, if there are any other important updates to make along the way, I will. Otherwise, I'll resume regular scheduling of my videos until we get to the time to get to the end of the year and tell you all about what I found. Well, this turned out to be longer than I thought. So anyway, thanks for watching, and see you around there in other videos. All right. Thanks. Bye.